business unit. They are the different diversifications of a particular organization into different type of businesses. So then we will try to see what are the various 6 factors which try to work on your organizational capability, and the process which organizational appraisal do follow whenever they are going to calculate their strategic advantage, that how they can come upon strategic advantage or the value which they want to give to their consumer and finally to the product or services they want to come out. And what are the major techniques inner to an organization that are helpful in creating strategic advantage profile of any organization. So what is internal environmental variables? I know you already have some clue that what is an internal environment which is inner to an organization. Can be the resources, can be the behavior, can be the people, can be the processes which are internal to any organization. But how to control them? What are the various techniques? How possible it is to control these internal environment? This is to be studied in this lesson 4 or probably in the lesson 5 or the live session 5, which we're going to have in the next week. So when we talk of internal environment variables, these are the variables which are having inherited, you can say, influence on any organizational internal resources. These can be the behavior, they can be the strength or weaknesses which may gradually come with time. Initial there can be strengths, but in the span of time they can get converted into weaknesses. So how these strengths, they enable an organization to excel and to, you can say, give a threat to their competitor, to become a leading product developer or organization with their competencies, and how the capacity and organization is going to use that capacity to excel with that particular competence. Now we are going to have a elaboration on the particular thing. So all these things which I'm sharing in this slide is particularly a process, a flow that is being taken care by every company. They take it as a process. In the next slide, we will see how this process works and what are the basic ingredients or variables which initiate, and what are those variables who are in the middle path, and what is the outcome that we have related to the internal environment, you can say, analysis or internal environment learning when we go for any organizational strategic advantage profile. Now, this is a very important, you can say, process. This is the process which is being followed by major companies when they come up with their internal assessment. When they try to know how to synergize their effect, how to come up on the competency, how to increase organizational capability, what will be my strategic advantage. So this process is a clear-cut indication, and it gives a boost to an organization if all the steps in this process are being followed in a best way. Yes. Any learner having any query? Okay. So I thought someone has unmuted himself or herself. So okay, I'm continuing with my content. If you remember, in the current scenario, there has been a noise in the market that is related to Paytm. Anyone can tell what is this noise about Paytm? If any learner has any information, why Paytm is in news, why RBI is very strict on Paytm policies, and how they want Paytm to be, or whether they want it to be out from the market. If anyone having any idea, they can share. Otherwise, I will elaborate on the
So
same.
there was a news that maybe in the coming days it would not be working.
Yes, very good, very good, very good. Appropriate. Thank you for your, you can say, feedback. Yes, so Paytm, a renowned brand. If I ask you that how you know Paytm, you will give me a simple answer. Sir, whenever I'm transferring any amount to any retailer, to any person, to anyone, even to one person bank account to second account, I'm seeing a logo that is a Paytm logo, and which is a, you can say, mediator in the transferring of that money. Now, what has happened immediately to that particular company. So if I ask you whether it was the outer environment that impacted them, yes, RBI is giving them a clear-cut indication. You have to stop your transaction. You cannot continue with your transaction. But why it happened? What was the initial inertia that created this amount of problem? So this inertia came because they did not handle the framework in of their organization in a better way. So this means the process which you are watching right now, organizational resources, behavior, strength and weaknesses, synergic effect, competencies, organizational capability, strategic advantage, they have not rigorously gone through this profile. Now, what has happened? You will be amazed to know that RBI, they have told Paytm that we do not want you to continue, and we allow you to shift your nodal account to some other bank, or can be the Axis Bank, which is a privileged bank that has been given to them. And they have done the same. You will be amazed to know that they have tied up with Axis Bank for the transaction till 15th of March. So this means the organizational resources, the internal organizational resources of the Paytm or the organizational behavior, they might have not been taken care by the company in a best way, which means that the litigations or the lawful activities, which can be the structural form of the doing the transaction, can be called as the organizational resources in the Paytm, that was not appropriate, that was not as per the standard of RBI, that was not as per the standard of the Indian government. So what was it? At some moment of time, when it was not cross-verified by the external agency, Paytm internal policies were looking like strengths. Like, we are a very, very strengthful organization. Even we can come up with the IPO. We can fetch a good amount of money. But now what has happened? The same strength now has been converted into weaknesses because they are not matching with the organization, with the RBI policies. And now it is a deadline, it is a termination deadline they have been given, that now you have to be out. You are not going to sustain in the market for the coming time. And you have to stop making people doing transaction from your platform, whether they are wallet services or maybe the FASTag, or you can call it as any services can be related to a bank transaction that was being taken care by the Paytm in the previous time. So now what has happened? Whether it is synergic effect, if you remember, 1 plus 1 we always treat it as 11, ek or ek 11, that is always called as synergic effect. But now for Paytm, it is not a synergic effect. It is the non-synergic effect. Now they have to be bashed out, they have to be eliminated. Their competencies are being taken care in a negative way by the authorities. So their organizational capabilities have been ruined, and now they have no strategic advantage in the market. So this is the thing that creates an organization, that gives strength to an organization. Coming to next slide, one by one we will discuss, starting with the resources. Now, according to Burney in 1991, a company can be termed as a collection of tangible or intangible resources. Tangible, which we can touch; intangible, which we cannot touch, in the form of assets, capabilities, procedures, information, and like. So what I mean to say, if a company like Paytm is in the market, they have to meet the financial deadlines as per the government policies of India or RBI. If they are not adhering, this means their procedures, their information, their knowledge is not up to the task. So this is one of the aspect of your strategic advantage profile framework. That is, their resources were insufficient. They were not able to create that level of resources which has given them a biggest hit in the market. So these can be divided into physical, human, and organization. Physical means people who are working, or physical can be it can be the infrastructure, it can be the things which we procure for the easy assessment, for the easy going of any organization. Human is basically the people who are working with that organization. And other organization resources, they can be the terms and conditions which are to be adhered. There is a resource-based theory of strategic management that gives a strong emphasis on internal environment, which claims that organizations have valuable and rare resources. And when they are not properly managed or they are properly managed, they always give strategic advantage. So I'm again sticking on one point that organizational resources have to be managed in a proper way. If they are not managed, they will never ever get converted into strengths. If it will never get converted into strength, you have seen how they are following the issues. Now coming to the behavior. Behavior is the leadership philosophy, the shared values, the culture, the quality of the work environment, and the organizational climate, what is being created by the people who are at the top level of any organization. Sometime back, I've shared example of Kamdhenu Steel. People love to work. The attrition rate is very less. Same is the case with Tata's. People who join Tata firms or Tata SBUs, they hardly, you can say, shift from that organization to other organization. And so this type of behavior is being created by any organization. I can share you example of Starbucks. Starbucks, what they are doing, what type of behavior they are creating. They are using a reward program. For whom? For the people who are associated with them. I think same is being now repeated by much of the companies. People, suppose you have bought any product from any organization, though you are regularly coming, you are regularly receiving a communication. What type of communication? That if you're coming on your birthday, if you're coming on this weekend, we can provide you 10, 20, 30, but you're 50 or 1+1 offer. So what are these? These are behavioral issues. These are the behavioral philosophies that are being taken care by any organization. And they're very inner to an organization. They're very close to an organization. It is in the hand of organization to change their resources and behavior. I give you one recent example of a company named as Mahindra Electric Vehicle. Recently, in the morning, I was reading their news. So what was that particular news? The news was that now they will have, or they will try to buy their components. Component means the spare parts which they are using in creation of the electric vehicles. They're going to have a tie with Volkswagen. Volkswagen, a very great company, you can say a renowned brand in the market. So no doubt, Volkswagen is a German automobile, a major, you can say, group. Now they are going to have a synchronization with the Mahindra and Mahindra. Now how they're going to come up with, what type of synergic effect, what type of behavioral changes they have tried to come up with this tie-up. They announced that their first agreement for the electric vehicles or electric vehicle components, they should be under the joint vision for this company. So whatever component Mahindra and Mahindra is going to use in their electric vehicle, that they will try to procure it from Volkswagen, a German automobile company. So what is in the agreement? What type of agreement they have? For sure, that agreement is that Mahindra will become, or probably in the coming time, they will become the first external partner to use Volkswagen self-concept, or can be the behavior, can be the ideology that Volkswagen is using. So again, I'm coming. This shows that Volkswagen, a German organization, they have a good side behavior. They have a good concept. And now Mahindra is incorporating that particular concept. Mahindra is incorporating that particular behavior, so that the core element, what is the core element of any electric vehicle? The battery backup. So the battery strategies of these two companies will be a different zone. Will be having a 5-star rating. Will be going to give you a different type of experience. So this was the ideology, this was the behavior that Volkswagen they had related to their strategic advantage profile. Now what Mahindra is doing, Mahindra, they know they are not having that level of, you can say, you can say strategic advantage, but they are having direct tie-up. They are directly tie-up with whom? They're tying up with their Volkswagen, so that they can incorporate the behavior, they can incorporate the resources, they can have inbuilt resources, so that in future they can become a market leader. So very important for Paytm, a lesson to be learned. For Mahindra, a significant action they are going to take with the passage of time. Now, the strength and weaknesses. Organizational resources and behavior are not mutually exclusive. So again, I'm saying we cannot say that uh, one hand in a human body is different from the other hand. They cannot be mutually exclusive. Both are required to do a task, whether it is to eat or to play or to do any task in your life. You require both hands, you require both legs. You cannot say that one leg, one hand is one complete head is enough for me to you can say comply to any task. So this means organizational resources and behavior, they are not mutually exclusive. They are dependent on each other. And if an organization they want to excel, they need to create a strength that should reflect their organizational resources and behavior mutually. So again, I'm strengthening on this thing that organizational resources and behavior, they are organizational strength or weaknesses. Any flaws, any negative or any improper way of you can say utilization of the resources can lead to one particular thing that is called as your weaknesses or strength. Strength and weaknesses, they do not exist in isolation. They combine within and cross functional to create synergic effect. There are multiple departments. We talk of different functions of any organization. Can be the production, marketing, finance, human resource, or probably research and development. So all these departments, they give strength. If my R&D is very good, like you have seen, all automobile companies, they come up with new things every year, new models every year. Some models they start giving them good results. Some they do not give good results, but somehow they try to pacify their strengths and weaknesses. But yes, what they're doing, they're using the organizational resources and behavior properly. So folks, learners, probably I believe that my voice and my content is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So moving to next slide, synergic effect. So what is synergy? I have already told you, 1 plus 1 gave 11. So a situation where attributes do not add mathematically but combine to produce an enhance or reduce impact is known as synergic effect. Uh, I will share one more example. Like there is a company you must have heard of, SpiceJet. SpiceJet chief bids for bankruptcy. So what I mean to say that the person who is the chief of SpiceJet, his name is Ajay Singh. So there is an announcement that has come at time that SpiceJet is a crisis hit organization. They are going to lay off more than 1,000 employees. And there are chances that they did not going to have that capacity with which they are moving on. So the company, which is a renowned product in the market, now they cannot come up with that synergy. How come it has happened? A company which was in profits, which was creating, giving employment in the market, which were attracting people to join that particular organization, is now a biggest failure. They are laying off people. Similarly, in the last you can say, I think Saturdays, last Sunday, the Tribune, I was listening that even most of the IT companies, they are going to slack off their hiring. The companies which used to hire 4 to 6 lakh people in a year, they are just going to hire 70 to 80,000. See the drastic change. So how it has impacted? No doubt external factors, they are playing the important role. But yes, companies might be or might not be are going to challenge their organizational resources and the what we call it as your behavior. So this means there are chances that they are not rigorously sharing their or reconsidering their framework. What is that? Strategic advantage framework. When this strategic advantage framework is not rigorously being taken care or is rigorously not being given feedback or appropriate actions or innovations are not taken care, then automatically they are going to create a non-synergic effect which gives you this type of results. Company is not in a position to continue. They are going to lay off. SpiceJet is going to lay off 1,000 employees in the coming time. IT is going to face impression. Economy is going to lose down. There are few chances that manufacturing of any organization is going to grow, or a manufacturing of a particular sector is going to grow, or not going to grow. So this means there is some lag. There is some hit in the synergic effect. So within an organization, within a functional area, probably a marketing or synergy effect may occur when the product, price, distribution, promotion aspects towards each other. So what I mean to say that organizational functional areas, which we call it as sales, marketing, production, finance, any single activity that has taken place. Suppose I take example of marketing. What happened? What I did that I am going to come up with a new model of any product. But yes, I have an inventory of my previous model, which I have created in the previous year. So I suddenly came up with one pricing strategy that is to penetrate. Now, how we penetrate? We try to reduce the price of a product and we penetrate. So I put up that strategy and I thought that my organizational resources are to be taken care with a reduced price. And what happened? They became a strength. People, they started buying a lot. And what has happened? They again gave a synergistic effect to my organization. Suddenly the price, the profit margin increased. Maybe not as it was being taken care at the initial stage, but yes, at some level of time, they have given some synergy to an organization. So these type of functional effects or functional changes are to be taken care by organization on a regular basis, on a priority basis. If they are going to miss this synergy, there are chances organizations are going to lose their framework. Now, what are competencies? My question to all learners: if I ask you, what is your competency? You will tell me, sir, I'm very good in, you can say, managing the things. Or if you give me accounts activity, I'm a best person who can manage accounts of an organization. Someone will say, sir, I'm the best person in hiring. I'm a best human resource manager. I can fetch best people for any organization. I can give you best ideology. If I ask one more person, he will tell me, sir, I am the best in production department. I can handle assembly line configuration. I can handle, you can say, Six Sigma, or you can say 99.999% efficiency in any process of any organization, which will give boost to the internal resources, can be called as the internal inventory. And I can bet on this thing, if my internal inventory is bought at a cheapest rate, there are chances that in future we can have multiple folds of profit. Similarly, a company named as Minecraft Education. I think most of you who have your kids at the age of 5, 7, or 10, or probably 12 to 15, even my kids, when I'm sitting with my kids, so I have to experience this Minecraft games. Why I'm experiencing? Because the days are gone when we used to see Spider-Man or Superman, or you can say some other you can say cartoons which was our favorite, or might be Pink Panther. But today's time is Minecraft education. Now, what is this Minecraft education? What they have done? They have just given a structural change to the education, to the basic education. If I ask you how it has changed, when we used to study geography, when we used to study history, when we used to study any mathematical things, we were not having, you can say, practical scenarios in front of us. We were not having live pictures. We were not having live games. But what this Minecraft is doing, Minecraft is coming up with the games which can teach student lessons in history, geography through gamification. And kids of this era, of this time, they are fond of games. So this is one of the best way to engage them, keep them motivated. Every day they will come up with a new game which is having new synergy, which is having new correlation with one of the topic which they are studying in their curriculum. So what they did, they have just thought of the resources. What were the resources? The normal pedagogy which is being taken care by any school. They took those resources, they used, created a behavior, and now they have come up with the strengths. What is their strength? They have converted those theories into the gamification, and what they have seen, people they are highly engaged on different social media channels, can be YouTube. So how it is helping this company, many Minecraft games? This is helping them to earn money through the promotions which are being taken care on these YouTube channels, which kids they are watching it. So this is called as a competency. Now, what is the competency? They were the people, they are the player who thought of this thing, that we want to give a gamified image to the kids. For what? For the content which they are regularly studying in their classes. This is the competency they had. And with this competency, they are earning crores of rupees. They are earning billions. So Minecraft is an educational version of popular game Minecraft, designed for use in schools. So this is what this is the way an organization can give abrupt experience to their learners, to their you can say consumers or customers who are attached with them. So competencies are one of the major criteria that has to be developed from your resources, behavior, then your strengths, then your synergy. After synergy, you are going to come up with one thing that is called as your competencies. And if you have developed that competency, you are for sure that your organization is going to have a strategic advantage framework. And that strategic advantage framework will give you continuous returns, continuous profit in the times to come, in the decades to come. Now comes your organizational capabilities. Now we have competencies. Now we see how organizational capabilities, they helps or they try to cater on with the strategic advantage profile. Organizational capability primarily concerns or primarily try to have two type of strategies, or try to take concern to strategies of two reasons. First, they want to know that what capacity that organization has their opportunities, and how quick they are to the risks in the environment. It is very well to an organization. It is very clear to an organization. Companies, they have good minds. They know what is the risk and what are the opportunities in the market. But it is up to them how to convert those opportunities or risk into their organizational capabilities. If they cannot convert, this clearly shows they are going to ruin their business. And time to time, day to day, month to month, even in every quarter, they have to have a rigorous meeting to see what is happening in the market, how we can engage organizational capabilities with the competition, with the new innovation that has already erupted in the market. If they can do it, they are in a position to handle the environment in a best way. They also want to know what potential should be cultivated within an organization. This is again going to be the behavior. It is again linking, it is again pinpointing, it is very much you can say calculating towards the behavior of an organization. What potential should be cultivated within an organization so that opportunities can take an advantage of the threats. So if I ask you what can be the potential, potential can be adapting to new technology. Potential can be hiring the new resources within an organization. Potential can be expanding the infrastructure. Potential can be taking out the things which are dire need in an organization. Maybe Maybe it is related to the structural issues in a hierarchy of any organization. There are chances the people who are the shop floor, they are working very well, but the people who are in the middle level, they are not working very well. They are not the people who are taking onus of the work. But yes, people at the higher level, people at the shop floor level, they are working very well. But again, this type of environment can be very risky in future. So this type of capabilities plays a very important role for any organization. So in organizational capability, two things they are primarily and they have to be taken care. First is the opportunities and the risk. If organizational heads, if organizational people who are the strategic decision makers, if they can work on the opportunities and they can reduce the risk of their existing product or services, there are chances that no one can stop them to be the toppest or the one of the best organization in the coming time. Coming to organizational capability factors. So these are the 6 major organizational capability factors which do plays a very important role. Finance capability. No organization, no company, no corporate, not even a single small and medium scale enterprises can start up their function without the financial capability. If I give you a best example of Shark Tanks, why people they come to Shark Tanks? They want to buy finance. If they have finance, this they have that capability, they have that first capability to start up their operation, to expand their operation, to adapt to new technology, to buy new resources, to extend their infrastructure, to have best resources from the market. So financial capability is the prime resource for any organization, and they are one of the organizational capability factor. Second is the marketing. Now, company, they have finance with them. They have created a product. They have created the services, but they were incapable of marketing those. What will be the result? The result will be that they are going to be out from the market. They are not going to sustain for a longer period of time. Somehow, if any organization, they marketed their product, but still there are operational hassles, there are operational difficulties. What are operational difficulties? That they have created a market, but somehow they were not able to provide the same product at an appropriate time. Maybe because of the production, maybe because of the resources, maybe because of anything in the market. I'll give you one example of Redmi phone. If you remember, way back in 2016 or 17, when Redmi, they started their operation. If I ask you that which was the platform who sold that product, you will just give me answer, sir, Redmi website or Amazon or Flipkart. There were only 3 platforms. I was not getting this mobile at any retailer. And sir, there is a small span of time on every Saturday or every Sunday when I have to log in advance in order to get this mobile. So what was that? At that moment of time, they were doing the pilot testing. They had finance with them. They marketed that product in a best way, but their operational capabilities were not that much, due to which they were having limited numbers. No doubt, they have created scarcity of the product. I don't deny that, but yes, at that moment of time, they were not sure whether their product is going to give them returns. It was a marketing strategy that happened, and that gave them best result. People, lakhs of people, they were putting them online to buy thousands of mobiles, but it was their marketing capability. And what happened after that? They extended their operations, they increased their infrastructure, they started creating the products in bulk. And if I ask you, where is Redmi right now, you will give me one answer, sir, it is a good product, it is in the market, but yes, we have best competitors. We have Oppo, we have other competitors which are giving threat to this particular segment of product. So all these capabilities have their association. Now the personal capability, I've already told you, people who are working within an organization. If they are not working well, if we have not hired people best from the market, if my R&D, research and development, is not giving me new values, new innovations, new research, new ideas, then again my product will become static, and there will be a downfall in the coming time for my product. And again is the information, very important for any internal organization, how they are in building the information, from where they are getting that information, whether they are able to grab the information related to their product or services which they have already launched, or they are in a position to tackle all the information, you can say, hassles which are in the market. If they are not met, there are chances that organization is going to be in a disastrous position in a span of years, in a span of time, in a span of 2 or 3 years. Might be they are